Hello folks, it's Phil. It's 8:06 p.m. on Tuesday, September 2nd. That's the second day of the fast. It's almost over. We're going to run through this real quick. I got something I'm going to review on the channel. This is a standard arm cuff blood pressure monitor. It's the cheapest one at Walmart sells. It's like $25. It's the Equate, the Walmart brand. It's built in Vietnam. They sold another cheap one which had the name, it's German, like Bechel or something like that. German, I looked at it, it's built in China. So they designed it in Germany, but everything in it was built in China. So I was like, you know, I've had stuff from Vietnam, and all the stuff I've ever bought that was made in Vietnam was pretty good quality. So I said, okay, we'll try Vietnam, okay? But, how did today go? Well, it was okay. I just had, when I got home, I had a coffee, and I put like 2 tablespoons of half and half in it with no sugar. I didn't use that vanilla creamer stuff. And I'm watching videos on YouTube about blood pressure, and the doctor says, well, you don't want to drink coffee before you get your blood pressure taken. It takes about an hour for your blood pressure to rise. I'm sorry I'm yawning, but after I get done with this, I'm going right to sleep. But, and he says, it can raise your blood pressure for 3 hours. I'm like going, oh, well, that's great. That's great. I drank it an hour ago, so my blood pressure will be raised for 3 hours. But I'm not going to worry about that. We're going to get our information down and move on from there. So, we're at Tuesday. Hang on. This thing's falling apart. It's Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025, and it is 8:09 p.m. And that's how I'm going to do my blood pressure checks. I'm going to do them when I get home. I mean, when I get up in the morning, excuse me for yawning, but when I get up in the morning, it's go time, baby. It's, you know, I get up, I take a shower, I feed the cat, I get my cooler filled up, I get my clothes on, I get ready to go out the door and drive to work, get my data. I don't have any time situated for me to take another half hour to do all this. And it's really the wrong way to do it anyway, because if you're agitated, you're not resting, and everybody talks about resting blood pressure. So anyway, let's just get this over with. I don't want to spend the rest of the night on this. I want to go to bed. All right, so we're going to do a temperature just because for the hell of it. There's that. There's that. Temperature is 97.1. I'm going to turn this air conditioner off so you ain't got to listen to it. There we go. Alright. O2, saturation, and pulse. And one thing I found out about this thing is you gotta, to get the pulse right, you need to keep your finger in it and wait about 30 seconds to a minute to get the pulse right, reading right in this. So it started off at 82 for a pulse, but now it's down to 72, to 74, 75, 76, 78. So my oxygen saturation is 96, and I'm going to say 76 pulse, and that is the left side. Left side and right side. We're going to do the right side here. I'm going to go like this, go like this. Here we go. So this side is 94, and it started out at 70. Now it's 95. I'm going to say 76. 95, 76, pulse 76. So that's the same on both sides. Put this away. And we're going to see about this here. Now these cuff blood pressure monitors that I love so much, I just thought this was the coolest thing. And we did get some good readings with my wife. So I don't know where they come from, this idea that these are grossly inaccurate, but when we were using it with my wife, we were finding out that it was actually better than the cuff one. It might have been just a brand, but anyway. So I went down, I said, okay, they're talking about this thing here, the one you put on your arms, the one you want to do. And one of the number one things they said, there are like 5 videos online about the wrong things to do when you do your blood pressure. And most of them have 11 things. Things such as putting your cuff over your shirt. Can't do that. Okay. Getting a cuff that's too big or too small. Squeezing the cuff down too tight. I didn't know that you could get a higher blood pressure reading from doing it. I thought that would help the machine boot up faster, you know, and give you a more accurate blood pressure. But they said you're supposed to have 2 fingers in here. That was from one of the many videos I've been watching on this. Drinking coffee, not recommended. If you got to pee, you should go pee. A full bladder will raise your blood pressure. I didn't know that. What else? Positioning, feet on the ground, sitting in a chair that has a backrest. In this situation, you're supposed to have whatever you're reading your heart with at the level of your heart. So I'm pretty close here when I do this. That here's the machine. My heart's around here. I'm a little bit low, but I think I'm okay. I actually could probably put, I don't know what I would put, probably this. I'd probably put this here, like this. And it would bring me up, my arm up to the level of my heart. So we're going to do 2 quick readings here, and I'm going to unbox this, and we're going to try that. So, alright, so we're just going to relax. Relax. Here we go. Alright, well, I wish that was accurate. I hope that's accurate, because that is 128/77, pulse 79. So this is left side, 128 over 77. Pulse is 79. That's almost good. It's supposed to be 120 over 80, I think it says. That's almost good. That's way better than 150, which it was when I started the fast. Well, just yesterday at 12:17 in the morning, it was 153. So it's 128 over 77 right there. Okay. So I'm gonna try this side. Same deal. Put this under here to get it close to your heart. Now, for some weird reason, this thing likes to default the first reading, but we'll see. I hope not. Here we go. See, it did it. Through an error code. I don't know why it does that, but it does it on this side every time. I think it has to do with something inside the machine is worn, and it's leaning over this way, and it's affecting the pump or something. So, anyway, we're going to try this again. Stop and start. Here we go. And I'll bring it this way. Alright, that's 114 over 86, pulse 77. Right side. 114. Don't write 144. Jesus Christ, Phil. What's wrong with you? Woo! 114. Okay, I gotta do it this way. 114. 14. Over 86, pulse 77. So that's pretty good. This is the wrist monitor. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's what we want, you know. And boy, oh boy, today was interesting. It was interesting. Fasting is always interesting, especially if you're working. Gotta turn that off. Fasting is always interesting, especially if you're working, because you will go through periods where your energy will drop out. You will have periods of exhaustion. But the number one thing I do when I feel something like that coming on is I will break open a little bit of my Deer Park water, which is in my cooler, which is always kept chilled, and I'll take a drink of that, about a third of a bottle. And then I'll put the top back on, I'll put it back in my cooler. And what that does is it seems to make stuff move in the body, so your body is making energy for you. And it also has a big appetite suppressant effect when you take that little bit of water and you drink it in. I am still drinking my home tea. I'm just not drinking as much as I was. But I drank a whole tumbler this big, is a 40-ounce tumbler, and I drank that today. I'm going to change the formula on that green tea, black tea. I've been doing half, 100% green tea with 50% black tea on top, and I'm going to cut that back to probably 25% black tea on top, because I don't really like the flavor of green tea. But if you throw a little black tea in it, black tea has a strong flavor, and it will overwhelm the flavor of the green tea. Even at, say, a quarter, say if you're using, I use a soup spoon, and I put 2 soup spoons in my Mr. Coffee in the paper filter. 2 soup spoons, not brimming, just 2 soup spoons across the top. And I go like that, shake it a little bit so that there's a little mountain in it, but it's not up, you know. So I put 2 of those in there of green tea, and then I have been putting a soup spoon of ground black tea in it, and then a half a can of ground black tea. But I won't do that. What I'll do is I'll probably go to just the 2 scoops of green tea, and then just a half of black tea, and put that on the top. It seems to work best if you put the black tea on the top. Water runs down into it. It really pushes that black tea through the green tea. Mixes it up real good. Alright, so now, one last thing. Let me do this before we go to that. I gotta go off screen here for a minute. Take my pants off. $195.6. $195.6. Put the pants back on. Whew. 195.6. And this morning it was 196.6, so I lost 1 pound. And that's cool. I don't mind that. I'm not after this for weight loss. I'm after this for what it does for my insides, what it does for my brain fog, what it does for my vision, and what it does for my blood pressure. So that's why we're doing this. All right, so we're doing okay. This is exactly what I want to see. The next time I go for my dot test, I will be in the middle of a fast, and my blood pressure readings should be down. I won't make the mistake I made last time, which was I went to the for you to know what a dot physical is, it's a physical done by a doctor that makes sure that you're not so unhealthy that you can't safely drive a vehicle, a commercial vehicle. It's not like a CDL. It's a piece of paper that tells the police officer that you've been cleared by the state to drive a commercial vehicle. And it's important from the standpoint of insurance reasons and stuff like that too. Most people that are my age get a 1-year license, but because I'm in pretty good shape up until this last one, I still got my 2-year, but it took a while for my blood pressure to come down. And I attribute that to, one, I am a salt hog. I love salt. I love salt on my popcorn. I love salt on my eggs. I love salt on my grits. I put salt on my pizza. I put salt on everything. But I won't do that no more. I knew I was overdosing salt. But just recently, 3 days ago, I had a hankering. And there was a brand new Dunkin' Donuts that opened up down by our warehouse. When I drive out away from our warehouse, it's right there on the right hand side. And I went in there and I got 6 donuts and I got a coffee. That was the worst coffee I ever got from any Dunkin' Donuts ever. It was nasty. It was just nasty. But I ate 5 of them 6 donuts. The 6 donuts over here in the trash. I just didn't have the stomach to eat it. And plus, by that time, it was good and stale. I mean, the donuts I bought, when I bought them, were good and stale. Okay, because Dunkin' Donuts makes their donuts probably a day before they put them out in their stores. So you're not getting a premier donut. Now, I've got a bakery up here. I don't remember the name of it. there's a place called Sugar Shack. Used to be Sugar Shack, but it ain't Sugar Shack now. And then there's another Paul's Bakery up the hill. Oh my Lord. That's real fresh made pastries and cakes and donuts, and some of the best chocolate iced fudge you will ever eat in your life. It's got a chocolate buttercream icing on top of it, and it's just real good. And their eclair donuts are real good too. Anyway, so I've been eating too much sugar, too much salt. I knew that. Also, I gotta admit it, I like 7-Eleven's spicy bites, and I also like, for a quick meal, I like to make, I usually don't do this. I usually just get the spicy bite and eat it in the bun with nothing on it, because it usually becomes messy, and I don't like messy, you know. Plus, spicy bite has spices in it, and it's already seasoned, so you don't have to add nothing to it. You just take if the bun's fresh, take the bun, put the spicy bite in the middle of it, and chow down on that sucker. It's really good. But I got some hot dogs with their chili and their mustard and their onions on it, and they're not the best in the world, but you know, for a quick meal, they're pretty damn good. And but they're not healthy at all. So you know, I gotta be careful about that. Anyway, we got a brand new blood pressure monitor here to open up. I probably have to go get some daggone batteries, but that's okay. They're right inside the thing. So here we go. That's what you see. Okay. You get a cuff. Here's a carrying bag for this thing, which I'm probably gonna put it right back in the box. Here's the pump and the reader. And the reason I like to get this is because I like stuff simple. I'm simple. I'm stupid as a box of rocks, okay? I don't need it to record shit. Look, they even gave me the batteries. Look at that. Outstanding. Alright. So, I should read this instructions, and I will later, but I'm not going to do it now. I'm about to go to sleep right in front of me. Because last night I stayed up, I was watching YouTube, and I wound up staying up till 11:30, and I had been drinking that daggone home tea late into the evening, and I was jacked up. And I was like going, okay, well, we're not going to go to sleep until... Oh, I got up this morning. Poor Prissy. I put a towel on the bed for her, because sometimes at night she coughs up a hairball, which ain't something you want to have on your bed. But she started in the night, she climbed up between my legs. I had the cover was over top of me, but I had my legs spread, and she curled into between my legs. And that lasted for a while, but I find that if I get locked in one place, it becomes hard to breathe, so I need to move around some, you know? So I got her to move, and I leaned over my back. She got between my legs in the back, where my knees are. Like I was facing this way, I had my knees like this, and she got back there. And in the process of doing it, I pulled the other pillow up, and I hug it, you know. It's just easier to go to sleep that way. And this morning I got up, and I thought she got off the bed. She didn't get off the bed. She got over here on her towel. I took the pillow and I went like this, thump. And she jumped up and jumped. I was like, oh no. It took her a good 10 minutes to come back to let me get near her. I was like, I'm so sorry, Prissy. I didn't know you were there. So that's a lesson learned. So here we are. You can tell by the springs what goes where, because the springs always go on a negative. So here's this, here's this, here's this, here's this. Now I got this cheap one because it's simple. And I already said that, but I'm going to say it over and over again. I don't need it to store numbers. I'm going to write the numbers down on here. I don't need it to do all kinds of averaging because I'm not going to do that much about it. Now the bottom line about this is I need to see some low numbers. So that's what we're doing. So, alright, so here's the cuff. Here's the piece that goes in the side. There you go. It's just got a little plastic gasket in here, and you just push it in like that. There you go. How do I notice? Because I've done it over and over and over again. Now, one of the things I did learn about taking my blood pressure is there should be. Well, that doesn't make any sense right there. They give you a thing here. Ah, there it is. Alright, here we go. The dot. There's a dot right here. That dot needs to be by your artery. Let me look at this real quick. Lay your left arm, fasten cuff enough so 2 fingers slide underneath it. This dot right here, aligns with your artery. And the guy, one of the doctors I saw online said, your arteries runs right through here, so you want it to be like that. So you go like this, and you go like this. Keeping that by the artery. 2 fingers, slides underneath. Okay. Here we go. You'll see it before me. Okay, another thing they said in those videos about things not to do is to talk during your reading. Don't talk during your reading. Now, I didn't put the book under here, but we'll see what we got. Alright, so what I have here is I have 114 over 75 over 77. That's what I got. So I got, this is left side, 114 over 75 over pulse of 77. Cuff reader. New cuff reader. Alright, now we're going to do this side over here. Same thing applies. Put it on. He wants you to get the, you can see this vein running through here, this artery running through here, so this is the fun part. I saw a guy online on one of them videos trying to get this thing. If you're left-handed or right-handed, this gets to be a problem. It's just like that. I got 2 fingers under here. It's to the side. You can see this here. All right, here we go. Alright, so over here I got 132 over 78 over 73. Oh god, alright, there's never good news. This is the high one now, 132, 78, pulse 73. Alright, What I'm going to do with that is I'm going to relax a minute, and I'm going to stay a little quiet, and we're going to try this again. I'll give it 1 minute. There we go. Where is it? Here it is. No, not that. This. There you go. Alright, so we're going to give it a minute. And I'm just going to relax. I'm not going to change this setting. I'm not going to put nothing underneath my arm to make the conditions different for what the reading was on the other side. So that looks about right. I was surprised when he said that it was like, he said it was like right here, like right there. They were very adamant. Oh, I'm not supposed to be talking, son of a bitch. Sorry. Alright, so I got 114 over 82. This is right side right here. Right side, right side. So I got 114 over 82. Pulse 75. So these two readings here, this 142.75, this 114, or this 114. 75 and this 114.82, that's the kind of numbers I'm looking for. And those numbers came out of fasting. They came out of fasting for the last 2 days. And what they said in these videos is when you fast, and I've gone on Dr. Jamnadaz's site and watched his videos about how the fasting depletes the salt that's built up inside of you, and also works on other factors inside your body to lower your blood pressure. There's also several other doctors on YouTube that have excellent videos on this subject about fasting and lowering your blood pressure. I did a lot of peeing today, and every time you pee, you release sodium and you release damage out of your body that accrues when you're eating. I'm pretty happy with this, I must say. I gotta say. Of course I'm happy because I'm getting good readings. I'm not happy about the bounce up reading I got here, but that might have been just me with a lack of experience on this. But it is good to know that, I mean, you see this here, and usually that indicates where you're supposed to put the cuff. But in the drawing, it shows this being out like that. It shows that dot being where you're supposed to put the cuff on the artery. And, you know, you can see here, and you can see like right here, that's really noticeable. and I could feel it when it pumped up. I might have had these down a little bit too far. They're supposed to be up a little bit, but this is one of the reasons why I'm not wearing a shirt, because why fight a shirt if you don't have to? You know, if you're going to do your blood pressure with this kind of thing, you don't need to have your shirt on. So anyway, this is good. This will work. This means I'm very happy to see that there's causation to my blood pressure rise. And the causation is me. Now, I have had some beers, some alcohol, but nothing. I can't consume the stuff in mass quantities like I used to. Something that happened when I was drinking all that red wine. They say that red wine contains arsenic, especially American-made red wine, and that's what I was drinking. It's a gallon bottle of sweet rump wine down at Walmart. I was drinking that for about one bottle a week for about 8 weeks. And on top of it, I was drinking about a 6-pack of beer a night. And, well, not really a 6-pack. I would say probably 4, something like that. But anyway, my daggone legs swole up. And that freaked me the hell out. Because my legs have never swole up in my life. And I said, okay, what have we been doing for the last couple of weeks? Ah, the wine. Okay. So I got off the wine, I got off the alcohol, and what brought them down was I was scared to death I was going to have to go on Lasix, because my wife had been on Lasix for a long time, and it had never helped. It never helped. It never helped her legs, the swelling go out of her legs. The only thing that helped was when we started changing up food she was eating, but we didn't change it up enough. We needed to do a fast. When I did a fast, both my legs went back to normal. I could not believe it. So anyway, so that's pretty much it. I just got to put this away. I got all my measurements here. We're heading in the right direction. That's a wonderful 114/82, 114/75 is pretty damn good. I'm pretty happy with that. Now tomorrow at 8 o'clock, if I get the same thing, I'll be even more happier. But it's a challenge to fast. It's a challenge to fast, and you have to wrap your mind around it. You have to say, okay. In the past, when I fasted, I was all about maybe jacking myself up with a little bit of fruit juice or a Red Bull or a little bit of creamer that has sweetener in it, but I had some really horrendous reactions to fruit juice while on a fast. And I got sick for 2 days one time just from drinking about that much of naked drink. It's naked fruit juice, which is all genuine fruit juice. There's no sugar in it. But man, that stuff was so sweet that I got sick for 2 days. But I kept my fast going. But every time I jack myself up with sugar, it's a problem. So I'm trying to stay off of the sugar. I am taking my vitamins. I'm taking 4 krill pills a day, which is omega-3s, I think it is. I cut my mushroom pills down. I usually take 4 a day. I'm taking 1 of one type of mushroom pill and 1 of another. I'm taking vitamin B6. I had 2 types of gummies in there. I have vitamin C gummies and I have vitamin D3 gummies. I'm not taking those because the gummies are full of sugar. They're full of calories, but the bottom lines are full of sugar. So I went to Walmart and I bought vitamin C. Well, I didn't buy it. I bought a B multivitamin for Spring Valley, which has C in it of 160% of what you need. And then I bought D3 in pill form. And And I'm still taking my selenium once a day. I'm still taking my, I take kelp pill, which is a form of iodine. I take a, the hell else do I take? Anyway, bottom line is I'm still taking my supplements. And it's helping. But it's not like eating a meal. And I'm not ravenously hungry. Because like I said, the bottom line with a fast is you got to stop overthinking it. Your body will tell you what's going on. And if you got to relax, you got to back off a minute, back off a minute. You know, if you got to drink a little bit of water, drink a little bit of water. If you got to drink a little bit of tea, drink a little bit of tea. With me, with coffee is a problem. That's why I waited until I drink it at home. Because right now, I'm wiped out. And if I ever wanted to wipe myself completely out, all I have to do is have caffeinated coffee with a little bit of creamer in it with 2 teaspoons of sugar. Because the caffeine and the sugar blows me right the hell out. I mean, it will make me want to just lie on the floor. So, but we're doing good. The blood pressure is in the right place. Very happy about that. I'm pretty happy with this. I mean, obviously, I like simple. I'm sorry, I just do. I'm not looking to. They had one that had the one up from this has Bluetooth, so you can hook it to your computer, I think, and there'll be an app or something that'll put the readings on. I'm not involved in it. I can do this. You know, I can write it down in this. So the next time I check this will be tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. I won't check it when I get up in the morning. Like I said this morning, I got up early because I just sleep. My sleep is chopped up. And that's another thing can raise your blood pressure too. But anyway, so we're done here. I'm pretty happy with that. And we'll see. You know, I got to have more experience with this cuff and get it where I need to get it every time, which the doctor said it was here on the YouTube video I saw. Put that dot right there. Same thing over here. You can see the vein right here, right there. I thought it was up here, but it's down on the side here. So on we go. On we roll. I'm wiped out, man. But I'll be okay. I'll get my second win here just in time to go to sleep. Anyway, you know God's with you. He's always there to help you. And all you got to do is ask, and He'll help you. It might not come in the way you think, but He'll help you. You folks have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday, and have a wonderful Wednesday. If you so desire, you can spend $2 on that $1.3 billion lottery, see if you get lucky. Who knows? But the lottery we win every day is just getting up. Here we go. Here comes phone spam.
Call from Spam Herndon.
Spam Herndon.
Call from Spam Herndon.
So, anyway, have a wonderful Tuesday, have a wonderful Wednesday, and we'll see you on the next video tomorrow night. If I feel like it, I'll do an exercise, but I ain't feeling like it tonight. Woo! I'm going to go to sleep. Anyway, y'all have a wonderful Wednesday, and we'll see you next video. Peace.